This is Tar Heel Talk, an in-depth look at the issues and people making news in North Carolina. Here's your host, Sonia Williams.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and according to the American Cancer Society, nearly 250,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women in the U.S. this year alone. On today's show, we look at local efforts to help raise awareness about breast cancer and support families battling this disease. My first guest is Stephanie Beglin, breast cancer survivor and founder of 1 in 9, an organization that supports breast cancer patients by making sure they have the necessary resources to travel to and from doctor's appointments and to pay for other out-of-pocket expenses. Stephanie, welcome to Tar Heel Talk.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You were diagnosed with breast cancer very young.
Yes.
In 2010?
2010, yes, I was. I was not 41. I was 40 at the time.
With no history, no family history?
No family history. Had 3 small children under the age of 6, and it was very devastating for us. And with no family history, it was something very new for all of us. None of my family had even had cancer. Wow. So it was a huge blow for my family. And
throughout your journey, you had a lot of support and found just how much support a breast cancer patient needs.
It's unbelievable, the things, the way that the journey takes you. I actually had a double mastectomy and also chemo and radiation. And so my treatment was about a 7-month process, not including reconstruction. But during that time, it was just amazing, the support that I had and that my family had. But then from that, while I was being treated, I saw so many women that didn't have that support. And kind of from that, 1 in 9 was born.
Right. And when you were going through that process, I could imagine spending time with other breast cancer patients and knowing that you're going through the same thing and seeing that some of them don't have that support really touched your heart.
Oh, it truly did, truly did. I've told this story, I know, 1,000 times, but on my first day of chemo, it took a long time because I reacted to the drugs, and it took about 8 hours for me to finish my treatment. And I was the only person left, along with one other patient. And I remember hearing the charge nurse say that they didn't have a way to get her home, that her ride had left, and there were no more buses running that night. And I knew right then that we had to do something. So I came home, I talked to my husband about it, and at that point we didn't know what we were going to do, but we knew it just had to be something. And we started. We started as an awareness organization because at that time the statistic was 1 in 9 women would be diagnosed. Since then it's 1 in 8.
Right.
But at that point it was 1 in 9, and that's where our name came from. But after learning about that young lady's story that was there, and we actually helped her get home that night. But that was just the beginning of the transportation and so many other different needs that we found that patients need and the support that they need.
Right. And the needs are great. Talk a little bit about 1 in 9 and the services, the support that you provide to breast cancer patients.
Sure. So we actually receive our patients through various ways. Primarily when we work with UNC, they are referred to us from the nurse navigator or the social worker, and that is based on financial need. They've already gone through a screening process, and typically it is someone that is kind of at their last rope, if you will, and in desperate need for some support. And some of the things that we do provide, and those are all let me back up just a second, because those are all based on individual needs, because what one woman needs and family needs is not the same thing that the next person might need.
Right.
So depending on their length of treatment, then we do the assessment, and we might help with transportation to and from the hospital, to appointments, even to surgeries. We've driven patients to surgery when they didn't have family that was available. Also, utilities, we've paid mortgages, we've paid rent payments, car payments, insurance, so many different things. We've run the whole gambit, just whatever that patient needs in order to keep their focus on themselves and getting better, because the last thing that someone wants is to be worried about whether or not a bill is paid or whether they can feed their family, and choose that before they would their treatment.
Right, and you brought up an excellent point. When you're battling such a devastating disease like breast cancer, it does take all of your focus and energy to just try to fight it and take care of yourself. So 1 in 9 is really helping not just the patient, but the entire family.
I'd like to think that we do. We consider ourselves kind of a safety net for the family, so we can help the caregivers if there are caregivers, but also if there's not, we also try to help that patient either look to immediate outside resources. Maybe it's through church family, maybe it's through their children's school, so many other different ways, and other people that we try to help bring into the situation, just to help that patient and hopefully ease some of the burdens through their journey.
Now, I know that you have partnered with UNC hospitals. Are you partnering with any other area hospitals as well?
Yes, we are. We have a partnership with Rex, UNC Rex, and we actually, our model is a little bit different there, where we grant monies directly to their angel fund, and their social work staff, based on our parameters, they assess the needs of the patients, and then they would actually submit the support payments to those patients. Not only UNC Rex, but we just recently partnered with Vidant in Greenville. So
Excellent.
we are now supporting patients in Eastern North Carolina, which was a huge dream of ours, to be able to move east. So we're just so excited that actually happened this summer.
Wow. So you've made a lot of progress in the last few years.
We have.
With 1 in 9. How can people find out more information about your organization?
They can go online to and visit us at onein9.com. That's the number 1, IN, the number 9.com. And they can contact us through that or via phone, but it's probably easiest by visiting the website.
Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll talk more with you a little bit later in the show.
Okay.
Up next, honoring the memory of a friend and raising money to help others still fighting breast cancer. Details on the Paint It Pink Gala when Tar Heel Talk continues. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today we're looking at local efforts to help raise awareness about breast cancer and support for families battling this disease. Joining me now is Jamie Ferguson, Executive Chair of the Paint It Pink Gala. Jamie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, the Paint It Pink Gala started as a fundraiser for your friend Kim. Tell us a little bit about the efforts that were underway initially.
Yeah, so my sister's best friend from high school was also my college roommate. We both went to ECU, born and bred in North Carolina, from Wilmington. And at 23, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 4. Wow. So no family history, and we decided to have a fundraiser for her. So that's how Paint It Pink got started. Unfortunately, before we could have the event, she actually passed away but she always loved a good party. So now we celebrate her life.
And we have a photograph of her enjoying a wedding. I
Yes.
believe. Yeah, so that's Kim in the gray dress. I think it's gray.
Yes. Yeah, she was great. Her laugh was memorable, and she definitely touched a lot of people. So we try to live on with her memory.
And I understand that Kim also had no family history, and to be diagnosed at 23, I can imagine that was devastating.
Yeah, and you know, I think a lot of what people think is, especially when you're younger, you know, when you're less than 40, you're not really thinking about breast cancer. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have a family history, so I can't possibly be affected. And the hard part is that family history starts somewhere. It might not be your grandmother. And while the amount of people that are younger than 40 is a small percentage that are diagnosed with breast cancer, it's very impactful because a lot of times they don't realize until it is stage 3, stage 4, because they don't really trust their instincts because you are so young.
Right. Now tell us about this year's Paint It Pink Gala, because you've done this now. This is the 5th year?
This is our 3rd year.
Your 3rd year, okay.
Our 3rd year. This is actually the 5-year passing of Kim, so we're trying to make it the best one yet. And you know, it's great because Raleigh really does get involved. You know, all the local small businesses have really come together, and I think that's so empowering to see in a city, to see everyone kind of joining together, especially when there's hard times right now and there's not great stuff in the news and everything. And then you see a city that's really supporting each other and helping each other stand up, and I think that's so powerful. So there's so many different small businesses that are helping us put on this event.
So what can people expect?
So we have so many fun things. We have a photo booth by Beth Ellie Photography. We have Gigi's Cupcakes coming for some dessert. Trophy Brewery is going to be putting on some craft beer. We have Miller Lite as well. We have wine, dancing. We have a great DJ. Brian McGuire has actually done every single event with us. His mother was actually diagnosed and went through breast cancer as well, so it's very close to his heart, so he helps us out. But we have just so many different things going on. We have a huge silent auction that happens as well. And there's a lot of different things for different price points. So no matter who you are, there's a lot of different things that you probably want.
Okay. Now this event is going to take place on October 21st from 7:30 to 11 p.m. at the Stock Room, which is downtown, 230 Fayetteville Street. And people can purchase tickets online?
Yep, online. They are available right now. And so I say the sooner the better because we do run out every year. Okay. So the sooner that people can buy, the better, so that everyone can come. But it is a really fun event, and we do encourage everyone to wear pink. So I wore something that I thought that would be something that everyone would wear. But it's a really fun event. It is.
And they can go to paintitpinkgala.org and purchase their tickets. How much are the tickets?
Tickets are $35 each. If they are purchasing 2, right now we have a special. If they use PIP2, TWO, they'll actually get $10 off.
Oh, that's good to know. So this is the 3rd year that you have honored Kim's memory and tried to help other breast cancer patients. How has this event evolved in the last 3 years? I can imagine it gets bigger and bigger each year.
It does. It's so interesting to see the people that you don't know who come to the event. You know, when we first started, we just figured it would be our friends and family, you know, and then by our 2nd year, you know, I think we capped at 300 people our 2nd year. And it's so interesting because I think that year I said to everyone, can you raise your hand if you've been impacted, if you've known someone who's had breast cancer, if you yourself have had breast cancer? And I think every single person raised their hand because we've all been touched in some way or form. So it's so interesting, and that's why, you know, I love partnering with 1 in 9 is because Kim always was so in awe of the support that she got. You know, to be diagnosed so young and have so many of your friends still in college who don't really understand what you're going through, but really still are there for you. And she always said, I can't get over how many people are supporting me. And then when we found out there were so many women who maybe don't have that type of support, that was when we knew that that's how we wanted to help give back and give back in Kim's memory.
What a great way to honor Kim's memory. Tell us again about the details of the Paint It Pink Gala and how people can purchase their tickets.
So So if you go to paintitpinkgala.org, there's a link to buy tickets. We also have a Facebook events page. And so every day we're putting something new up, whether it's a silent auction item or a donor that's given something back, so everyone can see who's giving back and everything. And then the ticket includes 2 drink tickets, a very fun night, drinking, dancing, appetizers, dessert, a photo booth, lots of fun things.
And again, this is on Friday, October 21st from 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Stock Room, located at 230 Fayetteville Street, right here in Raleigh. We're going to take another break. We'll talk more in just a minute. We'll be back with more Tar Heel Talk after these messages. Welcome back to Tar Heel Talk. I'm Sonia Williams. With October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we are focusing on local efforts to raise awareness for breast cancer and support for families battling this disease. And with us again is Jamie Ferguson, Executive Chair of the Paint It Pink Gala, and Stephanie Beglin. Stephanie is a breast cancer survivor and the founder of 1 in 9, an organization that provides both emotional and financial support for breast cancer patients. This has been a 3-year partnership. And you've been able to do some pretty amazing things with the money being raised to support breast cancer patients.
Absolutely. If folks like Jamie and all of her friends that have worked so hard with Paint It Pink, because of them and the monies they raised, we've been able to expand and to help more women and families, because without that, we couldn't do that. We've been able to help Rex now. We're working directly with UNC Rex, and then our most recent partnership again with Vidant Medical Center. We granted them $30,000 for 2016, 2017. And they believe that they will serve at least 300 patients in that time.
That's wonderful.
And I mean, we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that without Jamie and the folks that put on the Paint It Pink. So we're eternally grateful. It's been a wonderful partnership, and these girls do a beautiful job at honoring Kim's memory, and it's so well done. It's such a fun night, and it just brings a great group of people together to have an amazing time for a great cause.
And so when you talk about honoring Kim's memory and thinking about bringing more awareness to breast cancer, particularly with younger women, with Kim being diagnosed at 23, what are you hoping that the people who participate, whether they actually attend the event or make an online donation, what do you hope that they take away from this event and this effort?
I think just the awareness, and I think a lot of it is the awareness to trust your instincts. I think that women especially tend to not trust their instincts. A lot of times we have families. You have children, you are supporting other people, or maybe you're in college and it's just not the top of your memory. You don't necessarily go to your health appointments, or you don't get that second opinion that maybe you feel like you should get, but you don't. So I think the biggest thing is trusting your instincts. If you feel that something's not quite right, go. If you don't agree with a doctor's opinion, get a second one. There's nothing wrong with that. And then at the same time, know that this just affects so many people in any way that you can help, and not just October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but there are women going through it every single day, every single year. And if you can contribute in some way, some fashion, some form throughout the year, it just helps so many, and you just don't ever truly understand the people that you're really touching.
And Paint It Pink will take place on Friday, October 21st from 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Stock Room, located at 230 Fayetteville Street, and people can purchase their tickets. And you're saying purchase them now because they'll be running out soon.
Yes.
Purchase them online at paintitpinkgala.org. gala.org. And again, all of the proceeds will be going to 1 in 9, which is amazing. Talk about the success that you've had with this event over the years in terms of dollars raised.
Yeah, so in the last 2 galas, we've actually raised around $45,000 for 1 in 9. And it's been 100% of proceeds go back. So we have everything donated for the gala, which is just amazing. You know, the outreach and the support from Raleigh businesses to raise that kind of money and be able to say 100% of proceeds go back is just amazing.
That's awesome. And Stephanie, that $45,000 is going to help a lot of women and families dealing with breast cancer.
Absolutely. I mean, that funds an entire year for our new partnership with Vidant. Those are grant monies for them to help 300 patients and families, not to mention with Rex. It just, every dollar counts with this disease, but when you're talking larger dollars like that, then that's the ability to make a significant impact. And that's what we're trying to do is make that impact on that person, that family that would choose something else over completing their treatment.
Remind us again of all the services, of the types of services that are provided through the funds of 1 in 9.
Sure. So transportation to and from the hospital, that could be in the form of a gas card, or actually one of us or our volunteers physically taking a patient. It could also be rent, utilities, mortgages. It could also be prescription or non-prescription medicines, food, child care, clothing. There's just so many different things that we've done to help families. So again, it's just based on that actual need of the patient.
Absolutely, and people can find out more information about 1 in 9 by going to your website?
That is correct, 1in9.com.
When you talk about the partnerships, like Paint It Pink has with 1 in 9, I could imagine you need many more partnerships like this to continue to help families for years to come.
Absolutely. We've been very fortunate to have these guys as a partner with us now for 3 years. Just today, we were at an event this morning. The RGA, the Ladies Golf League, did a golf tournament today in honor of one of their dear friends who lost her battle this year. They had 100 golfers today, and so they raised money. So that's a great partnership for us. Just so many others, as Jamie mentioned, local businesses that support us. Regency Business Solutions, they've been a great partner for us by providing us with, I call it shelter, but that's where our office is housed, and they help support us with our overhead and different things like that.
Definitely a community effort that's changing the lives of breast cancer patients and their families. I want to remind people to go to paintitpinkgala.org to purchase those tickets for the gala on October 21st. And we thank you both so much for sharing your stories and for all the work that you're doing to help families across the state.
Thank you so much. Thank you
for having us.
That's it for this week's Tar Heel Talk. To comment on this or other episodes of the show, follow us on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email to tarheeltalk@fox50.com. I'm Sonia Williams. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your week.